And just like that, we are live. Welcome to the video, Arm Wrestling fans. I hope all of you are doing great. Bit of an unusual time for me to go live right now because for me it is right now 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So it is a Sunday night live for most of you, but for me it is Monday morning. So anyways, let's hope it goes well. Few people join. I'm not expecting the usual 100 plus that I'm getting on my streams, but hopefully the scheduled time was 8:40 for this, but I started at 8:33 because I know that at least 50% of you watching must be almost ready to go to bed by the time this starts, or this is started at 8:40. So, what do we have here? Comment section. Walter is first in the chat, definitely. Phil Woody, I hope you are asleep by now. I don't want to keep anyone awake till 3:10. And shout out from Tactical Arms Utah, Scott Evans. Bro, you keep giving shout outs. I have never seen any of the videos on your channel. I hope I'm wrong. Jatin Tiwari. How did Michael prove everyone wrong? Where did he prove us wrong? I am excited. So, like, I personally predicted Michael Todd to lose to Robbie Topi 3-0. And I think most of the arm wrestling community did. Since Robbie Topi gave Cody Merritt, who was a former WAF champion, he gave him a really good fight in a left-handed super match. And Michael Todd defeated Robbie Topi. So Michael is beating guys left-handed who gave good fights to WAF world champions. That is truly amazing and unpredictable, at least for me. So what was your prediction of that match, during that match? And tell me, should I invite Aussie arm wrestler in this live stream? Drummer Boy Pancakes. Jatin Tiwari, by the way, it is my college time. You are in college right now? In college, listening to Armwrestling Newz, seeing your brother. I hope that I'm your elder brother. Of course I'm your elder brother if you're in college. How can I forget that? So seeing your brother doing something in arm wrestling from India, I hope I motivate you a little bit. Show that live stream to your teachers. Show them that this guy never went to college. Love your content. Great job, Josh Fullerton. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Nowhere to run Armbender. Okay, that's an interesting name. Hello, first time here. Nowhere to run arm wrestling in MERCD. What is that place? California. Love the channel. Great content. Keep it up. Thank you very much, sir. Jatin Tiwari 100%. I also thought MMT would lose. Yes. So there you have it, Jatin. Two of us already here who were proved wrong by Monster Michael Todd. Walter. So on my phone, the chats are coming a little bit earlier on time, I should say. And in my live stream, it is showing me. Tell me if the audio and video is good. I can see a dark patch over here. Let me adjust my light a little bit. Hopefully it works. Yes, man. Michael came harder because it was his subscription pay-per-view and his sponsors and his gym, Walter. Right. So, of course, the pay-per-view did not cover the expenses. This is what I heard. You guys didn't answer. You want... Hey, Ozzy, you answered. Nobody else did. Just wait a minute. I was thinking who can be available at this time, because for most of the other guys it must be around 12 a.m. around midnight. Then I thought the Australians may be available, because it is an unusual timing for me. Copy invite link. The Aussie will be here. So usually I do one live stream alone on my channel, like addressing all of your questions, but this will be the second live stream because I've already done one. How do I send this to you? Man, it is a mess. Ready bang, morning live, nice. Copy, paste. Bro, hopefully you can copy it in your email or computer by yourself. Link sending to Jake Ward. Let's see if our brother joins. Till then, let me connect my earphones. Plot recapped. One of the most supportive guys for this channel. Morning Live. Plot recapped. I would like to know your name. Coach Ray the Terrible. I've also read many of your comments on my channel as well. Or Coach Ray's cat. I don't remember which was the account exactly. Aussie is available. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Aussie Arm Wrestler yet, he is crushing it on YouTube lately. Please do so right now. It is only 10 p.m. Central Time, okay? Josh Fullerton. Josh, do you know who are the Central Time guys in United States? Maybe Aussie has joined and I'm not able to see him. No, not yet. Apologies, guys. Just let me connect my Bluetooth. I'm really slow with these things. Lectures are starting. Gonna catch up the replay. Jatin Tiwari, okay. I do odd hours. Wait. I'm really sorry, guys. Just 30 more seconds, please. Yep, connect is the chat. So let's get back to the chat. Stacy Morgan in the house. Hello Pradeep, awesome to see you, and yes, bring the Aussie man. Definitely. Thank you, Stacy, for supporting. I read all the comments before that. Do you think Devon can beat Cody left-handed? Zayn will. He was very confident when he was on my channel. Hopefully you watched that interview. Yeah, Devon was really confident that he can beat Cody Merritt. I didn't ask him. He himself told me that he can beat Cody Merritt left-handed. This is what he told me. Morning Live, nice. Thank you very much, brother. Ready Bang, Coach Ray the Terrible. 11 p.m. here in New York. Okay. Aussie Arm Wrestler has just joined. Let's read the comments. Hey, brother. Can you hear me?
Pradeep, my man. How are you, buddy?
Great. You use that thumbnail as well. I've started that. I've already started that thing. Like, I think it is great. Whatever guest you have on your channel, I should have used your thumbnail on my background. But you did that now.
No, I was just like...
We're the same.
Yeah, I can't remember what I jumped on. Oh, Evans won. I thought, yeah, I may as well start doing it. Why not?
Right. So, it sometimes seems difficult to believe that we are talking for the first time. I've had these moments many times because we keep chatting on Facebook and on other platforms, on YouTube. It seems like we already know each other. We are good buddies and we have been knowing each other for years now. But it is actually the first time we two are talking with each other.
This is literally arm wrestling first. It's to be honest, Pradeep, it's actually a little bit embarrassing because, like, when we talk in the arm wrestling world and they're like, oh, you know, what about Pradeep from Armwrestling Newz? I'm like, that guy's my friend. Like, that guy's my friend. Like, we talk all the time. You know, we swap ideas and we just talk about things that are going on. We have a laugh. And, you know, when people, you know, put some really funny comments, you know, we share them with each other and just make everyone look silly. But, yeah, I just can't believe it's the first time having a proper one-on-one chat. You know what it's like, man. We just get lost in this journey. But then, yeah, I was just cleaning the dishes and the wife's on her way home, and I jumped on YouTube, said, "Oh, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh my God, you're live at it's because it's usually 1 a.m. or 1:30 or 2 a.m. And I usually have to go to work, but now I don't have to anymore. So now I can see more of Pradeep and get amongst it, man. So I'm excited.
Right. So, guys, before we get into the topics deeply, please subscribe to Aussie Arm Wrestler's channel first. It is the first and most important thing that you should do. So, how is your YouTube channel going on right now?
Well, it just had a massive explosion. Not a Pradeep explosion, not that big, but I covered the Thor versus Eddie. Did you know? For those that aren't familiar, I just love commentating. I love commentating arm wrestling. I love commentating any sport. So I commentated that, and it just went nuts. I just couldn't believe how many people were itching to hear what was going on. I couldn't believe how many people wanted to see it. And yeah, so this last weekend just had a massive spike in numbers, which, you know what it's like whenever you get Devon on, or, you know, I've seen you on Leo on Longevity, which was awesome to see. That was, I really enjoyed that. You know what it's like, you get those massive spikes and you're like, oh, I'm doing something right. So it's just been awesome. Awesome to watch yours go, and then I got a little bit of a taste of it on the weekend, so I was very happy.
I saw that. I haven't watched that stream yet because it was literally around 3 a.m. for me, so I didn't watch the fight live. But I saw your video and I'm like, I rechecked it. Is it really correct? 176,000 views on the live stream, and I'm sure by now it is already over nearly 200,000 by now.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
It's what is it now? 178,000. At one stage, I had just over 4,100 people watching live. And I was like, holy moly, like, what is going on? For a bit of context, everyone watching, you know, I might average between 50 to 100 people on a live. And even then, I'm like, oh, how good's this? People from all over the world having a chat and having a laugh. You know what it's like, Pradeep. They're very addictive, these lives. And then the numbers started growing, and it was growing. But I was constantly telling everyone, hey, I'm not showing the fight. I'm not showing the stream. I didn't want to risk it. I know a couple of channels got knocked over and things like that with copyright strikes. So I was like, it's not happening. But people stuck around, and I was like, I'm running with it. Let's go. And it's just, yeah, just me having a yarn.
Yeah. So this channel, brother, is a little bit different. Number one is that you don't come on this channel and tell that you just did dishes, because I would have to do the same maybe after if my wife hears that, and I don't want to do that. And number two is that we focus more on the chat here and less with our interaction, because they are the guys, because you know better than anyone else. You are kind of same as me. Like, we are the ones who have done something without actually doing something on the table. So if we don't care what people are saying, then I don't know who is going to. Like, for our main responsibility, I believe we should be the cat. Should be the chat, not cat. There are a lot of cats in arm wrestling. So Syed is saying that wait, I lost that comment. So Syed is saying that, to be honest, I used to hate you. I think this comment is about me, but you take feedback really well and are very humble. Now I'm a fan. Thanks for the good content. Thank you very much, brother. As I said, this channel is a little bit different because I have not done the things here that other guys have done. They proved themselves on the table. So they can sometimes ignore the viewers, the subscribers. But I cannot do that. I can never do that, because this is the same reason I've never deleted not even one comment under my channel. There was a time when I blocked 5-6 guys who were constantly posting same comment again and again. But then one day, I freed all of them pigeons. Like, you all are free. You can type whatever you want. Until that day, I've not banned anyone. I've not deleted any of the comments. I've not gotten pissed off at any of the comments. I sometimes get frustrated if I get hit from a very, very high level elite. Anyone else other than that, I just don't care. You can say whatever you want. So, brother, what would you like to say about the haters? I'm sure you must also have a couple, or maybe more.
Oh yeah, I've got a few, and they're creeping up. You know what it's like, Pradeep. The more successful you get, then the more people that are going to dislike you. But man, what I've had to go through on my journey in life, even just in the last 18 months with my beautiful wife battling cancer. These people on the YouTube comments think that they can hurt my feelings. They've got zero chance. They can try and say whatever they want, but they're just words that are punched in on a keyboard, and I do not care at all. I'm seeing some familiar people that are on all the arm wrestling channels in the chat, and seeing some people that are huge supporters of you. And guys, you've got no idea how important the chat is. You've got no idea how important the support is. And if there are people out there that don't like Pradeep, and if there are people out there that don't like the Aussie arm wrestler, well, you know what? That's too bad. We ain't going anywhere. Look what Pradeep and I, especially Pradeep, and I congratulated you on 10K before you got to 10K. Look what Pradeep has achieved without getting on the table. And now when Pradeep gets a chance and he starts going on the table, watch out for this channel. So yeah, so everyone that comes in with the hate, yeah, good luck to you, because yeah, we're Pradeep and I aren't going to sit there and go, oh my God, Stevenson123 Twitter said, stop doing it, Pradeep. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Because this one YouTube hater said it. It's, it's no good. Oh, I've lost sound. What's happened here?
Oh, my mic was on mute. So I hope you watched the Devon Laird interview. Part 1 was on Devon's channel and part 2 was on my channel. And under one of those videos, I think it was on my channel, I got a comment saying that all of these are just questions that have been asked a million times, stupid question, you should do something. And I was like, either suggest better questions or just shut up. That was my answer to that guy. Like, you're legit if you provide me some questions. I asked 30 questions to Devon Laird and most of them were really unique. I believe that. And like, I got at least 20-30 comments that people were saying that this is one of the best Devon Laird interviews that they have seen, or best arm wrestling interview they have seen, because the questions were unique. And that guy was not able to give me one better question, like from his own mind. He didn't give me one question. So this is very easy to differentiate between the haters and the guys who are just positively criticizing your work. Just ask them for feedback. What should I have done better? And if they reply, then they are like your supporters. And if they don't reply, then they are just haters. So my method of differentiating between these two is very clear. So we got a super chat from Walter McKenna. Pradeep, when are we going to see some Armwrestling Newz merchandise to buy? When I stop being lazy. I actually contacted Kritin, he's also from India, to make some merchandise logo or theme for my t-shirts. Maybe I was thinking about selling t-shirts. When Rob Vigent called me armchair arm wrestler, that idea clicked. Man, armchair arm wrestler. Because most of the fans are armchair arm wrestlers. So I think it is going to sell really well. So that t-shirt will be coming. I've gotten to 10K and I think YouTube will allow me to sell merchandise on my channel now. So what do you think about that idea? Merchandise, and are you also planning it? You're already having your t-shirt, right?
Yeah, I've got a t-shirt. I've almost ran out of my first t-shirts, but the one thing I need to try and work out was I was so keen. I thought, yeah, beauty, everyone will get on board and it'll be great. And the response from everyone is amazing until you tell them how much shipping is. So that was my killer. So I went out and bought 1,200 t-shirts, all different sizes and singlets, and they were ready to fire like hotcakes. And 2 years later, I've got about maybe 15 left, which is lucky. But if I can work out a way to avoid shipping, if I can find, okay, I've got a big following in the UK. If I can find a distributor in the UK, if I've got a good following in the US, find a distributor there. It was the shipping. It was the shipping. I'm keen for some Ready Bang merchandise to come out. I'm not sure if I'll go the t-shirt route. Like, I'm keen for to have a lineup of like an Arm Wrestling Newz, an Uncle John, a Ryan Bowen coffee mug. And every time I do a live or something, I have all my favorite arm wrestling YouTube shows, like coffee cups or hats or something like that. It's Yeah, very interesting to see where my next step is with merch. But I do like the armchair arm wrestler or armchair expert because that's what we all are. And we all do it on a daily basis. Every 4 years, Pradeep, when the Olympics come on, I'm sure you do, because I know I do, I become an expert in Olympic diving and gymnastics. And I have never been on a gymnastics mat in my life, but you know what it's like.
Yeah, it's amazing. So let's try to kill all these topics in about a couple of minutes, as quickly as we can. Drummer Boy is saying, I know it's off topic, but what did you think about the Thor versus Eddie fight? So I actually made a post before the fight, maybe 10-15 hours before the fight, and I named that post Pradeepshan. And I said in that post that Thor is going to beat Eddie Hall in round 2, something like that. Eddie doesn't know how to box. So my prediction was have Thor winning that fight. What was your prediction?
My prediction was Thor winning. I thought Thor was going to finish the fight. I thought the referee was going to stop it near the end of the rounds. But yeah, Thor, I knew he was going to win.
Okay. I asked Josh Fullerton where he is from, and he said Arkansas State, where Michael Todd is from. So after seeing MMT defeated by Schoolboy after pull session, I thought MMT lost, Barry LMH is saying. So Michael Todd's left has been pathetic since Devon Ladd told us that it is. And that kind of swayed many predictions for Michael Todd's matches. What was your prediction going into the... Let's quickly discuss all of the matches on the Monster Factory pay-per-view.
Mate, the Monster Michael Todd Factory pay-per-view, I got Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler on the show to make predictions for the main card, and she's like, "Oh, BJ Fakakis has a funny name. I think Paul Lynn's name's better than Ron Barth. Sorry, Ron Barth. And Monster Michael Todd looks like a wizard." So I got them all wrong. I predicted Robbie Topi because I hadn't seen much of Monsters left. I predicted Ron Barth. I thought he may have recovered from East versus West, and how could you not pick Ron after that? And I didn't have much data on BJ Fakakis because I just love Don Underwood. So it's hard to pick against Don Underwood. So I got them all wrong.
Yeah, I kind of guessed that BJ is going to win, and I got the other two wrong as well. And this shows that your wife got it right. Maybe arm wrestlers don't need to be so much of an expert, so to speak, to predict arm wrestling matches. And this is why when I'm learning more and more, like my knowledge about arm wrestling right now is maybe 5 times what it used to be 1.5 years ago, 1 year ago. And at that time, my predictions were around 80%. And now it is dipping below 75-70% as I'm getting more knowledgeable about the sport. This maybe translates to why most of the pros predict arm wrestling matches incorrectly. The more experience, trust me, I've personally experienced this. The more experience you have about arm wrestling, the more your predictions go. This is what I've seen in the past with the pros.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, especially like someone like yourself and me, we'll be like, okay, awesome, Monster Michael Todd, Robbie Topi, and then we break down the stats and we break down the data, and then we watch some previous matches and we do this and we do that, and then we overthink it. Where you and I, when we first jumped on the scene 2 years ago, we wouldn't have got it wrong at all. We were, because you do the same. If you follow Pradeep's predictions and you follow Aussie Arm Wrestlers' predictions, early on when we both jumped on YouTube, we couldn't miss. We were unstoppable. Pradeep and I probably would have been the 2 richest men in the world if State Kings was around 2 years ago. But then, yeah, one thing for me where my tips dip is because we build relationships with these guys. We've been lucky enough to have them on our shows. So then I'm like, this guy's my friend and I really like him. And he was on the show last week and how could I go against him? And then we picked them and it's like, yeah, I should have just used my head. But yeah, it's, you're on the money there, Pradeep, on the money for sure.
Yeah, this is what I literally said in my yesterday's video, that maybe because Monster Michael Todd has said some things about me that were not so pleasant in the past. Maybe just because of that, I wanted to see him lose, and maybe because I've made that prediction based on emotions for the first time and not based on facts. Maybe that's why I was wrong with that prediction. So Watchman is saying, what's up, Pradeep? Please don't block me this time, Pradeep. I haven't blocked anyone in last, I would say at least 8-9 months. Maybe it could have been before that, but I haven't blocked anyone in literally almost a year. I'm glad you boys together. We have always been together. And
Yeah.
GHNBTCV, Arm Wrestling News, how he is proved everyone wrong. When he's top 10, he was by far the favorite. No, he's not top 10 left handed. We are talking about the
No.
left handed super match against Robbie Toppy. Michael Todd is nowhere near top 10. Are you able to find any interesting comment that you want to address or any topic?
No, they're all good. Loving seeing that everyone's backing you with your interviews with Devon on both channels, on yours and Devon's channel. So they're always good there. Really enjoying that. Yeah, I can't believe we haven't worked together properly in the past, because we talk all the time. So I feel like this is a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. Going back to, who was it? Josh? No, who was talking about Monster Michael Todd? Anyway, with what the rankings, it seems to be a bit of a mess at the moment. What are your thoughts, Pradeep? So Monster Michael Todd, I think he was saying he was ranked 17th on the left hand, and he's just gone out and beat 5th ranked in the world. Do you believe that he should just jump straight up and replace Robbie Toppy, or does Robbie Toppy drop down? What are your thoughts on the rankings?
Absolutely not, because there are a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration. This is why every other developed sport follows a point-based ranking system. If you are a number 100 guy and for some reason you end up beating a number 1 guy, you shouldn't automatically go to number 1, because maybe that day he just had an injury. Maybe he was suffering from diarrhea or something. He was not feeling well. so I don't think you should automatically jump. I never understood this system. Maybe this is because we do not have, like, we are right now, even now in 2022, arm wrestlers are running brackets by writing on pen and paper. Like, nothing is digitalized, very rarely. So this is the reason why there is no point-based system. When it arrives, Corey Miller, I'm sure, is working on it. Then there will for sure be nothing like a number 17 guy jumping to number 5 straight away after beating just one guy. I do not like that system at all.
Yeah, I don't mind any system, but whatever system's in place, I'll back it and I'll give it a go. The one thing I didn't enjoy, Monster Michael Todd was sharing a story on the Fix today, and he was talking to Chance Shaw at East versus West, and Michael Todd said, "What do I do if I beat Robbie on the left?" And he goes, "Well, you'll jump straight to number 5." And then Michael said, "Well, what if I beat Ryan Espy, world number 2, ranked number 2 on the left?" And he goes, "Oh, well, you might go to rank 3 or 4. I have to put Devon at number 2. And I was like, well, that's the inconsistency there. You've let him jump from 17 to 5, then keep it at that. If you beat number, like, if that's the system, you beat number 5, you become number 5, then I'll back it in. We'll give it a go. But don't go from 17 to 5 and then, oh, well, no, I'm going to change it in the top 5. So, yeah, once they get it sorted, then the rankings, yeah, like you're saying, maybe a point system or something like that, then it can work.
Yeah, if you're jumping from, let's say, 10 to number 2, there are literally 7 other guys, 6 other guys who almost want to kill you, and who are saying that this guy can never beat us. How is he ranked ahead of us? And he has never beaten the guys who are ranked ahead of us. So that kind of makes sense. Just beating one guy should not. So did you read Big Frank's comment? He told you that you should turn your microphone a little bit up.
Okay, what's my microphone like now, guys? I tried turning it up on Zoom. I know sometimes I have a little bit of a problem with Zoom. We'll give it a few seconds. How is my microphone now? If not, I can go back into Zoom settings. If I go to audio, and I might just punch it up a little bit.
Big Frank, the Devon interview was top notch. Thank you very much. What's up, you guys? Boss 420, doing great, brother. I saw that comment. It made no sense. So Michael Todd also, I made a post after the event ended, and I made a post that I bow down to Monster Michael Todd, to King Todd's left arm. And Michael Todd commented under that post, he said that I'm glad to be on this side, like the winning side. And he's getting my support also. I think he may consider me as a hater. I don't think I'm a Michael Todd hater, but it was really happy to see that kind of
No,
mutual respect
I don't think you're a hater. You're just like myself. You're just an arm wrestling fan, and we have opinions, and I think where it can, like, there are haters out there. I don't see you in your early days. I might have seen you as a hater, but then when you do, you know, as you were saying, your knowledge is getting better, and your product was consistent. I went, oh, okay, now I can sort the difference out. No, you just have an arm wrestling opinion. Like I have an arm wrestling opinion. And I think what separates it and why people are getting on board of what we're doing is because when we're wrong, we will tell you that we're wrong. And we will tell the puller we were wrong. You know, like seconds after Monster Michael Todd won, your post came out and it's like, hey, man, I got it wrong. You crushed it. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. The channel's called Armwrestling Newz with Pradeep. It's not I get everything right and bow down to what I say with Pradeep. It's just like, hey guys, this is what I think. And we get it wrong. We get it wrong. And because it's such a small community and so accessible, yeah, sometimes people can take your predictions very, very seriously, and it's like, oh, calm down, everyone.
Right. So Josh Fullerton also liked the Devon interview. Thank you very much. And we are having from Dweeder, we are having some Aussie arm wrestler vocabulary. Ready, bang, you dead set legends.
Yes.
Thank you for the support, brother.
Everyone in the chat, Lagi is in there and he says, what are Aussie thoughts on running fouls versus stop fouls? I'm more on the entertainment aspect than arm wrestling purist. So I prefer running fouls because the match continues. For me, I do get very frustrated. You know, we look at big cards, we watch arm wrestling for 5-6 hours and you see someone in a winning position, and so someone just takes their elbow off the table and then it's like then it's a restart. I like running foul. You can pin on a running foul and things like that. So yeah, for the sport to grow, I think we need to lean to more towards running fouls than stop fouls. But in saying that, I do believe there's a place in arm wrestling for stop fouls. So thank you for your question, Lagia. I see you on all the channels, and thank you for all your support.
I'd like to give a little feedback about running fouls. Yeah. And this is the great thing about YouTube. We can be, in terms of thinking, we can be polars apart and poles apart, and still we can have a good time talking with each other. I think that running foul is a myth. It doesn't exist. Like I simply do not understand why is it even there. Like it doesn't make sense to me. First of all, it is impossible to figure out whether there is advantage gained or not. Like refereeing arm wrestling matches is already a really difficult job, and on top of that you're adding that whether it was advantage gained or not. How are you going to determine that? Your opponent is going to say, no, I think it was advantage gained, and that guy is saying no, it wasn't. So you cannot clearly define, like, getting this much cup is not advantage gained and this much is advantage gained. You just cannot write these things. And about rules, I've been saying this one thing constantly over a very long period right now. If you cannot write a certain rule, it shouldn't be there. And there is no way that you can write a running foul. You can just mention that advantages gained are not running fouls, they're regular fouls. And if the advantage is not gained, then what is advantage gained? We need to express that term. And let's say if I suddenly have an elbow foul, little pop, and it is a running foul, the other guy has to wait. I have to either pin or get pinned, then I lose. If I pin the other guy, then the match restarts. What if the other guy just lifts his elbow and gains more advantage? Right now, I'm on a running foul, small elbow pop, and I got you till here. Now I have to pin you, but I think I can still not pin you. And if I lose, then I'm going to lose the round. So I'm going to lift my elbow even more, get even deeper cup, and then pin you. Then what is the referee going to do? You tell me. What would be your reaction?
Yeah, there's two ways around that. I think and once again, I mean, we're looking at the micro things, but if you make a huge thing to get that advantage, then that could be deemed unprofessional, unsportsmanlike, and that should go against you. I mean, when you did the little elbow pop, okay, you're on a running foul, and that's, for me, that's not a problem. But yeah, if you're lifting your elbow up and then coming right around and giving a hug, then you should be punished for that. I think my massive argument, or not even argument, I think my massive pet. Go.
No, I was saying that, is there any rule written for that if I do very unprofessional foul? There is not. I don't think there is any rule written for that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think there is either. But I think where I get frustrated is, all right, you and I are in a match, Pradeep, and you've got me. You've got me redlining. I'm inches away from the pad, so I just fall off the front of the pad, and then it's a restart, and then I might, okay, well, I've worked Pradeep out, and I might get the advantage. So yeah, I think I just get more frustrated at restarts.
Yeah. I think that running foul system can work when there are only 2 fouls, but absolutely not when there are 3 fouls. Because if my first foul is a small elbow pop, a running foul, and I believe I still cannot beat you, then I have 2 more fouls with me. Second time, I'm going to just lift my elbow, get everything I can, and pin you. The referee cannot disqualify me. He cannot give that as a win for you. He'll just give it as a second foul. And I have 2 fouls, but I have restarted the match right now. So I don't think running foul makes sense, especially with the 3 fouls in place.
I do love that you called it a myth. That's made me laugh quite a bit. Someone wants to say hi to you, Pradeep. It's Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler.
Hey. How are you?
Great.
Yeah, good, thank you.
We're live on his channel. He just hit over 10,000 subscribers.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's the man.
Yeah. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Waiting for Jake to get there.
Yeah, he'll get there.
I'm trying.
It was lovely to meet you. Have fun.
Thank you. So about YouTube, I'm sure you must be earning at least, I would say, 10 times from your job what you are earning from your YouTube.
No. So I'm not earning that much on YouTube.
No, I was saying that you must be earning from your job. What you're earning from your job, that must be at least 10 times compared to YouTube.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Heard you wrong. Yeah, absolutely. So you know what it's like. You sit there and you try and crunch all the numbers. But for me, this is more a journey. I'm not a what if guy. What if I tried to do YouTube full time? What if I did this? You know, as you can see, my wife's always happy. I'm always happy. So we went, let's give it a go, because at the end of the day, what's the worst thing? I have to go back to work. I'm not going to shut down the channel. I just have to go back to work. And the advantages of having a go at YouTube is this moment right here. You know, you're always your Sunday night lives. I watch most of them, but you're on at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. So I have to try and find time to watch it. Today, I would have been at work. It is now 2:40 p.m. in the afternoon. I would have been at work, but now I finally get to sit down and have a joke, have a laugh, and talk some arm wrestling with you. So those to me are worth more than being at work. We're very good here where we are financially to be able to take this risk.
That's great, because I have always said that there are very few exceptions like Toddzilla who can do all 3. For the rest of us, only 2 things are possible: either job plus YouTube, or job plus training for arm wrestling, or YouTube plus training for arm wrestling. 2 are possible, but there are some rare breeds like Toddzilla who can do all 3 at a time. Training at an elite level, plus job, plus YouTube. He can do that all. So it is great that you only have, right now you're only doing 1 and maybe second training for arm wrestling, so that you don't lose badly to me whenever we arm wrestle in the future.
I gotta try and stay strong. I think, I don't know what it's like on your channel, but I reckon 2 or 3 times a week people call for that mega super match between you and I. I think because not many people see footage of us pulling. So I hope we are on the same level. I hope like the day that we finally get to meet and have a laugh and have some table time together. I hope that it's an absolute screamer, because I would hate it like, you know, I'm able to go to India and then you just crush me on the table, or you come to Australia and I crush you. It's like, well, that's not fun. I would love it if we build it up. And could you imagine, Pradeep, if you and I just sell a pay-per-view on both channels and millions of people? Mate, we can. And if the money's right, Pradeep, we could put this on for the winner. The world famous trophy. You just never know. But yeah, I would crush you, and that's fine. I would crush you easy, and that's not a problem.
That would be amazing to see. I think, to be honest, it is going to be like somewhere this. If I get slide this, I think I'm going to win. If you get this, you are going to win. I don't think you're going to beat me in a hook. Maybe you're going to top roll me.
How tall are you?
About the same as you, little over 5'10".
Wow. How much do you weigh?
Lighter than you. I would say right now I'm really, really fat and I'm 86 kilos. So my competition weight should be around somewhere 78 kilos.
Okay, and you're 86 at the moment. There you go. I'm 92. So we're almost the same height, same weight. Wow.
Right.
That's amazing. I think that I always say on some shows, the one thing I'm going to be amazed when I go and when I'm able to go and meet everyone, I'm just going to be amazed that everyone has legs. Because every time I watch Armwrestling Newz, you're only here. When we interview people on our shows, it's only here. So when I'm going to, you know, when I go over and I'm like, Pradeep, you've got legs. That's amazing. You've got more than that and a microphone. Well, I didn't know you were the same height as me. Yeah, I'm just a bit up, 5'10.5". Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I thought you were a bit taller. I thought you had a 6 in front of your height.
No. So let's move on to the chat once again. Let's hope and we can make that match happen. Jay Gilbert is saying there are too many competitions and not enough competitions to make accurate rankings. Deep comment. I don't see Michael beating Ryan SP at all. So what are your predictions about Michael Todd versus Ryan SP?
Ryan SP would have taken a lot from that. Once again, Michael has one lane and he does it very well. Right arm, he does the King's move. Left arm, it's the shoulder press. I think Ryan SP is a different beast, though. Although Monster Michael Todd did impress me, and he'll probably kill me again. But I think between Ryan and Robbie Topi is a massive jump.
Right. I also think that Ryan SP is going to win that match. And by the way, I'm going to go live on Ryan SP's channel in about 12 hours from now as a guest. I'm really, really happy. I actually messaged Ryan SP that I want to be on your show because I believe that most of the arm wrestlers are just going live and discussing whatever comes through a chat. And Ryan SP and Jody William, I really like their format. Like, they are well prepared. They all have all the topics listed down and they discuss it, which I can relate somewhat to my channel as well. So this is where I like that channel and I wanted to go live there. I'll be joining tonight. Please make sure you are there as well. Any other interesting comments that you are able to see?
Where was one I did like? Where was it? Where are you? I can't find it.
Let's
talk about something about.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Go. I was just more who Paul Lynn should face after his East versus West. I think the quote was because he's facing, was it Sametia or whatever? I can't pronounce his name.
David Sametia from Georgia.
Sametia, yeah. And does that change your, after seeing Paul beat Ron? Has that altered your prediction? Has that reconfirmed your prediction?
I think we'll have to wait for a while to make a prediction about that match because David Sametia has been competing only in 80 kilos WAF and he has won WAF at 80 kilos. What he is going to do at this 90 kilo version that he is going to show up at, it is kind of difficult to say. But Engin Terzi first announced that the weight cap for that match is going to be 95 kilos. And right now, after that, Engin called Paul and he said that he wants to up the weight cap to 100 kilos. So this kind of shows that Engin is not really confident in Paul Lynn even at 95 kilos, cutting down to 95 kilos, probably from 100 kilos. Even then, Engin is not really confident in Paulin beating David Samosia, who weighs 90 kilos. So it can be like, but Zurab, the guy who beats Ron Bath, him versus Paul Lane could have been really interesting, because Ron Bath was also not able to really beat him in a hook. Maybe once he was able to press him, but then he avoided his hook. And Ron Bath also tried to avoid Paul Lane's hook as well. So that match, I think, could have been interesting. Right now, it would be really difficult for me to make a prediction about David versus Paulin match. And I also wanted to read that one comment. Then I'll get your comments after that. Big Frank said that the best match of the event was Paulin. Who will he face next? The same comment that you read. I was hoping to see him face Engin, but probably too heavy. What is up with Paulin, man? Like, he's climbing all over the opponent's hand. His shoulders are never squared. He's the nicest guy off table. But man, he's nowhere near nice on the table. Like, he's going to rob you if you're not careful. I saw that, I read that those comments, I think from Artem. He said that Paulin will rob you in the setup, and I was like, really? Then I watched Paulin's matches, like at least 10 of them, and yes, he was right. Like, Paulin is going to take everything from you in the setup. He's going to climb really high. He's going to bring his shoulder forward.
The shoulder. Yeah, the shoulder. There was one round against Ron Bath. I was like, oh my God, you are cheating. Someone fixed Paul Lynn's shoulder up. If I'm watching the screen, Paul Lynn was on the left-hand side, and his shoulder was almost touching Ron Bath. He was that far over the table, and I was like, well, of course he's going to win that round. Yeah, no, Paul. Yeah, that nice guy routine stops when Paul Lynn gets to the table. He takes millimeters and turns them into inches. He's very, very dangerous in the setup, and he needs to win. So, and if he gets away with it, then fair play to him.
Right. And I mentioned one thing about the referee. I hope he watched Luke Pulsher, I think the referee's name was. And he did not even touch the competitor's shoulders, not even once, throughout the entire pay-per-view. And like when Paulin was arm wrestling, round one, he was going for top roll against Ron Bath. It didn't work. Then he was climbing all over Ron's hand. And fortunately, Ron complained about that, and I think it was somewhat adjusted. Still, Ron ended up winning that round. After that, when he went for the hook, his shoulder was like this. He was like, there was the referee, and he was literally like this. Like,
yeah.
And I used some very harsh words in my video. I said that I don't know who the referee is. Now I know his name, Luke Pulsher. And I said that I don't know if he doesn't know the rule, that there is a shoulder square rule in arm wrestling, or he just doesn't care about it, or maybe Michael Todd told him not to address that issue, or maybe he forgot. But man, it should not happen at such a level. Right now, we are ignoring these things because the pay-per-view, the sport is small. What happens when there is huge betting involved? Like, maybe even fixing involved, things like that. When the sport is big, then people are going to complain about these small things, and it is going to hurt the sport, in my opinion.
That's always going to happen, and you've seen it. Like, even with your YouTube channel, when you've got 300 subscribers, everything's all hunky dory and things like that. And then as you grow, all these things come in, and that's going to happen with arm wrestling. And I think because it's such a close-knit family at the moment, I think we should be able to, as the betting progresses, because that's a natural progression in sport, and it's another avenue for arm wrestlers to get paid as well. So without looking for sponsors all the time, if they, fill out their blocks or whatever, but we just really need to make sure that there's no match fixing going on. And I think, especially in the next 2 to 5 years, I think we're going to be okay. I cannot see, because it's such a testosterone-filled sport, and everyone's got a camera. Now that we're on pay-per-views, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't see you and I, because we're going to headline King of the Table 4, as Jay Gilbert has said, Pradeep versus Aussie, undercard, not undercard. If Pradeep and I are pulling a King of the Table 4, we are the main event, or we don't pull at all. That's our rules. But we're not going to sit there on the side and go, well, let's fill out all of our blocks and we'll just go 50-50 down the middle. You can have the win because your channel's bigger. No, I can't see any puller, especially in the next 5 years, that happening. But we can keep an eye on it for sure.
Okay. I'm going to read a couple of comments. Jay Gilbert corrected me. He said that I read his comment incorrectly. There are too many competitors and not enough competitions. I thought both of the words were competitions, right? And the French Reaper mentioned that, Pradeep, did you know that Michael Todd beat Robbie in 2015 left arm? He mentioned it today. If I knew that, I wouldn't have said that Michael Todd is going to lose to Robbie Toppy. No, of course, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Sound is loud and clear. And Big Frank is ready to pay for our pay-per-view, which is a good sign already.
Mate, 100% people would pay for it for sure. Of course they would, man. With the followings that we both have, and you and I both, as you mentioned at the start when I came on, we rely on people power. We rely on everyone in the comments, everyone watching, everyone super chatting. You know what I mean? Like, we need you to watch our videos. Of course we do. And if we sat there and announced it, right, Pradeep's coming to Australia. If I can get 500 pay-per-view buys, that'll pay for Pradeep to come to Australia, so we can pull. Mate, I genuinely, honestly believe we would get minimum 1,000 pay-per-view buys.
I also believe that. I think it is going to work. And let's hope it is in the future. It would make more sense in India, just because from financial standpoint, like, it would cost you way less to come here in India and stay here for a week or to enjoy your trip than what it is going to cost me to go over there.
See, already trying to get the home ground advantage. Look at you, playing mind games already, Pradeep. He just wants to get me Pradeep inside the hook. Oh, you are a straight up killer, Pradeep. Oh, no, come to India. I'll feed you. I'll take you out. I'll make you have a nice, beautiful trip. It's cheaper. Rah, rah, rah. Oh, the mind games have started. I've got to keep my eye on you, my man.
But aren't these facts?
Yeah, it is. Australia's not the best place to come to at the moment, especially where I am in Melbourne. It's it's not ideal. It was good at the start of all this chaos because I got to look after my wife. I got to build the channel. I started the channel, but now, I want to go over to India, hang out with you, Pro Puncher League, hang out with them, and then I want to go to the States, do a tour around the States, go to the UK as well, but that's just not happening.
Right. RMMM is saying Todd's left is almost as weak as Travis's whole body right now. Paul Linwood destroying in, and let's address more chats quickly.
Yeah, Coach Ray the Terrible's got a good comment. The Froda Kurt the Wolf match, he says, was painful as well because there was no, or maybe one genuine pin, but 2 elbow fouls, winning on elbow fouls. What did you think of that match?
So that one pin was also kind of a slip in a losing position. Maybe he was clean, but it was slip near the elbow pad. So my prediction going into this match was that Niazi Kurt is going to take 2 matches from Froda by top roll, first and second round. And then maybe Froda will put the brakes on because Niazi has not arm wrestled for almost 11 years. So his arm wrestling endurance is going to be naturally low, no matter where it was 11 years ago. And round 3, Froda did put the brakes on. It was like this, and I got really excited. Even with the broken wrist, he brought him from here to here, and Froda was almost started to give that smile. But then when he attempted to slip, it felt like Niazi pushed him off the back of the pad. And this is one rule written in WAF and every other system, that if you intentionally push your opponent off the back of the pad, it is going to be a foul for you, not your opponent. And it is almost never called. I've never seen it called. I think it was a slight push, then Froda elbow foul trying to slip. Man, that was disappointing. Froda Hoagland could not even slip once. But I still would not say that I do not like that rule. You should be able to slip if you want to win that match. Like, what does that say about your opponent if his fingers are strong enough that he doesn't even let you get away?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Froda looked, I still believe if, like, it went to straps and restarts, the way Froda was and the way the Turkish Wolf was, I still think the Turkish Wolf was going to win. He just looked like he had Froda's number on the day. But, yeah, I think just as an arm wrestling fan, like Coach Ray the Terrible in the chat, I was very disappointed because that was the one match I was really looking forward to. Frodo Hoagland does not have a bad super match, win or lose. So yeah, I was very disappointed.
And 51-year-old arm wrestling legend beating up on young guys after an 11-year break. Man, that says a lot. This is what I keep on saying, that arm wrestling has evolved, but only in the super heavyweight division. Any other class, I believe the guys who were dominant 20, 15 years ago could still dominate right now. But I don't think it would be the same today. Like John Brzezinski of 2000 was dominating the super heavyweight, so 1990. I don't think that John Brzezinski can dominate Levan or Vitali. And I don't think Cleve Dean can dominate the guys today. But arm wrestling, I don't think it has leveled up one bit in the lighter weight divisions, especially below 100 kg. What are your thoughts about that evolution of arm wrestling?
Well, yeah, to see... Yeah, it has. Yeah, the lower divisions may have evolved, but they haven't evolved as much as the super heavyweights division. You're right there because, yeah, if you can have an 11-year break and beat Frodo Hoagland, regardless if he was in hospital a few weeks ago, there has been an evolution, but it's just not as much as I would like. Not as much as I would like. I would love to see more happen, but unfortunately. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Sometimes I wish that I jumped on the table 10, 15 years ago so then I could beat up on all these new people. But, yeah, but it's hopefully the middleweights and the lightweights get a bit more recognition because I think sometimes they have the more interesting matches.
Right. So another interesting comment from Lagia, the one that I personally would like to answer, and Jay Gilbert has also answered to that. Do you think we should get rid of 6 rounds and instead do best of 5s? And Jay Gilbert has said that 6-round match is basically a best of 7. So 6-round match is not a best of 7 because best of 7 would end at 4 pins. Whenever someone gets 4 pins, if it is 4-0, it would end there. 6-round super match goes till the last 6th round. So this is the only difference between these two. And I again do not like the 6-round format. Like somebody tried to answer me, when you have just drilled and dusted your opponents 3 times back to back, what is there left to prove? Like, is it a competition of a marathon, or is it a competition if your opponent can get beat up and you get frustrated by beating up 3 times, and when you turn your back on him, he has a greater endurance and he attacks you and beats you in the next 4 rounds? Like, what is there to prove if you have won 3 rounds convincingly?
Yeah, get rid of it. Get rid of it. I'm with you, my man. I am with you. I want a winner. I want a genuine winner. And it's got to be best of 5s, best of 7s. Do a best of 23. I do not care so long as we have a winner, because the 6-round super match format, whilst I do understand it, it frustrates me quite a lot because if you're winning 3-0 and then the opponent comes back and it's 3-all. First of all, I'm not a big fan of draws. I hate draws. I don't want to say, oh, yeah, but then they can have a rematch. No, I've invested my time in this match. I don't care about future matches. We'll make future matches. So I want to see then, well, can they get the 4th one in a row? Can that person come from 3-0 down like a Hollywood movie and win? I think we need to have a winner. We need to have a loser. It's one of these rare sports where we're still able to do it, and everyone gets a participation trophy and things like that. We're a rare, unique sport where we're still giving winners and losers. So yeah, I'm with you. Let's make them all. That's why I loved East versus West, because they were all best of 5s. And the one thing I think is ridiculous as well about the 6-round super match is if you're winning 4-0 and then the other person wants to keep pulling, that's where you're going to get injured. That's where you're going to hurt yourself. You've won 4-0, so you're going to try something different and things like that, and that's where you're going to hurt yourself. And if you watch it live, I don't think that puller's any better for getting the last 2 pins of the match when it's over. I was just like, well, that was a waste of time.
The injury part that you mentioned is also really important. Like, why would I want to beat you up 2 more times, especially if the match is close? if I've already won 4-0 and I have a big super match coming up next month? Why would I go for the extra 2 rounds? So this is also interesting. And I got one comment that was from Adam Eves. Yeah, Coach Ray won 4 in a row after losing 3. So he's talking about King of the Table won against Mazahir Saidu from India. Like round 1, Mazahir top rolled him easily, very fast. It wasn't even a top roll, like it was a high hook and he just pinned him to the side. Round 2, again that same high hook, he pinned him within 1 second. Round 3, Coach Ray forced the hook, and then Mazahir was able to roll his wrist out and pin him again. After that, I'm not sure what is there to left. He pinned him in a high hook. He top rolled him. He did a can opener on him. Yeah. He did basically, except the press, he did every possible move on him. I don't understand what it was there to left before. Like he's not a marathon runner. This was the only thing that was left after that. Like you mentioned, you just want to see a winner. It is possible in 6-round format because most of the super matches are having the 7th silver bullet round. But I still do not support that format. I think best of 5 is a good enough opportunity for you to make a comeback. Like mistakes can happen once, mistakes can happen twice. If you're repeating the same mistake and you're getting drilled for the 3rd time as well, I'm not sure if you deserve the 4th chance or not.
Yeah, I mean, and that just comes to an agreement. Yeah, like, yeah, I like best of 5s because I think the match can go long enough for it to be super entertaining, but it's still short enough to keep us all engaged because, like, there was 16 matches at East versus West, and I think only one of them I was like, all right, hurry up, let's get on to the next match. So 15 out of 16 were very entertaining. Now, if they had more rounds, I probably would have been, no, thank you. Only the Ron Zurab was a rare occasion. I could have watched them go to a best of 30. That's not a problem. But yeah, if you're making mistakes over and over again, then it does get a bit boring. So I prefer best of 5s. I don't mind best of 7s, but no, as long as there's no chance of a draw, you've got the Aussie arm wrestler on board.
Right. Mr. Peanut has mentioned, has commented a couple of times before as well, interesting comments, but I was not able to read them because of the length of the question or comment. So I would suggest you, brother, to try to shorten. Your comments are great. I'm going to read this one out. The gambling apps and odd makers always want an even number of rounds. This makes a different tier to profit from betting. With 5 rounds you win or lose. With 6 even rounds, everyone can lose to house. There was no gambling in arm wrestling. Still there is no gambling till now. Stakings are involved, which is betting or staking, not gambling. And I am not sure there was any gambling in arm wrestling when the 6-round super match format was invented almost 20 years ago. So I don't think that this is the reason for that at all.
No, because, yeah, the only betting that would have been going on back then was side bets. You know, if we're watching a match, who do you like, Pradeep? Oh, well, I like Robbie Topi. Okay, well, I like Monster Michael Todd. $20 each? $20 to the winner? Yep, no worries. It's not, like if there was a draw, it was like, oh, well, we'll just keep our money. Yes, the gambling's only come the last, 12 months, if that. And, yeah, the house have done it, so they already make their money. So there's no shifty stuff going on with State Kings. State Kings are different to a lot of gambling businesses out there.
Right. So anything that you would like to add to this conversation or would like to say to our viewers before we end this interview? And first of all, I really appreciate you for joining this live stream on such a short notice, like a 2-minute notice, I would say.
Yeah, no, more than happy to. Guys, first of all, you are all awesome for really buying stocks in Pradeep and Armwrestling Newz because it's only going to keep growing and it's only going to get bigger and better. So I'm reading all the comments now, and I've read a lot of the comments back at 500 subscribers, and a lot of the people here are the same people. So I'm okay if they're saying that Pradeep's awesome and Pradeep's that. So really, really, really happy. For me, I just, I'm big on congratulating. I love what you're doing. It's going well. And now that you've hit that 10K, I think the next 10K comes real quick because people love to get on board. There's something that's already popular. And I think you should just, keep doing what you're doing. I hope you can get over to, I don't know if you're on armwrestlingforums.com, because there's a big predictions challenge over there, and we all get in there. And so there's an actual table of who's winning and losing, and I don't think I'm anywhere close to the top, but it'd be cool to see you in there. But I just wanted to come on, first of all, say that I'm slightly embarrassed that this is our first time, because when we both had hardly any subscribers, we were messaging each other, hey man, oh, that video worked, oh, that didn't work, oh, what do you think about this, what do you think about that? So yeah, little bit embarrassed. And everyone that's watching, it won't be 2-3 years before Pradeep and I will come. We'll make something regular. We'll make something fun now that I've got more time. And yeah, just really enjoyed that you even thought about me, mate, and said, oh, hey, have you got time? Come on the show. So really grateful for that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I would like to mention two things about YouTube. First of all, I'm kind of worried that YouTube may change the silver button, which is available for 100,000 subscribers right now. By the time we get to that point, there are going to be so many 100,000 subscribers that YouTube may change it to 1 million subscribers, and the gold play button may change to 10 million subscribers. I genuinely believe that this may happen before we reach 100,000 subscribers. And the other thing is that YouTube, we have seen that the subscribers base kind of gets refreshed or recycled in a while. You must have seen that the channels that you were watching 3-4 years ago, you are not watching them right now. You have shifted to some other genre altogether, or in that same topic, in that same or trades, I should say, you may have changed to some other channels, like the channels, fitness channels. If I was watching some fitness channels 3-4 years ago, right now I'm not watching them. So it keeps happening on every YouTube channel that older subscribers stop watching your videos and new subscribers watching your videos keep joining to the channel. So the newer subscribers are larger in number. That is why the subscriber count keeps going up. But right now this is not happening in arm wrestling, in my opinion, because there are not so many options. Like today I stopped watching Armwrestling Newz and I'm going to shift to some other channel. The options are not available right now, so we are still in a kind of a lucky phase. Those who started watching us 2 years ago are still watching us. This will not be the case in about 4-5 years from now. People will switch frequently every year, I would say.
But I also think yes, but I also disagree as well. I know some arm wrestling channels that I were watching, and I think it's a bit different because I'm a creator as well. I'm not sure if it's the same as you, but there are some arm wrestling channels that I would always watch for arm wrestling matches or updates and things like that I don't watch anymore, because I'm big on channels evolving. You know, if you go back and watch your first video to what you are doing now, you have evolved. You have changed your style. You have changed your method. All different bits and pieces. You get the community involved, which is, if you're a YouTube channel and you don't get your community involved or be active, at least in the comments section, you're not gonna do anything right. But yeah, I believe, because channels like yourself, myself, Uncle John, Ryan Bowen, we're always evolving. We're always trying to make it better. I think that's why people are staying, because it's like, okay, Aussie arm wrestlers videos aren't the best now, but I know in a month or two he's going to try something new, and we're gonna stick with him. And people get invested because yourself, we make it personal. So when people are watching Arm Wrestling Newz, they're not watching Arm Wrestling Newz. They feel like they're watching their friend Pradeep, who runs a channel named Arm Wrestling Newz. Like our relationship, I genuinely think that you're my friend, and we haven't spoken face to face ever. So, and that's just the communication and things like that. But yeah, in 5 years, when arm wrestling becomes even bigger, yeah, some of our early subscribers won't be watching anymore. But as long as they don't unsubscribe, then our channel looks pretty cool.
Right. No, I'm actually kind of worried. I do not want the high subscriber number, because if I fear one thing on YouTube, it is that thing that my subscribers and my view count, there is a huge gap between these two. I would love to have less subscribers and still get the same number of views. Like, that thing really bothers me when I think about it. What if I have 100,000 subscribers in the future and my videos are getting 6,000 views, 7,000 views? I don't really like to think about that scene. If it
no, don't do that. You'll go crazy. I think the rule of thumb is, so I think YouTube stay interested if you have 14-15% ratio. So if you've got 1 million views, you should be getting minimum 150,000 views from your subscribers, or 150,000 views, so long as it's around 14-15%. So if you can keep that as you grow, then they know that you haven't bought bots, and you haven't. And at the moment, you've got 10,000, but you're averaging 4,000 to 8,000 per video anyway. So, mate, take a seat back. What you're doing is working. Don't stress about what's happening in 100,000 views, because you'll get 70,000 views per video then. What you're doing right now is working, so you don't have to stress about that at all.
Right. I'll just read a few other comments and we'll sign off after that. Mr. Peanut is saying that we are wrong about gambling, and he has been in arm wrestling since 1977, and we need to check our facts about gambling and why there are 6 rounds. That is a good comment. We will definitely try to get some other opinions on that as well. And Coach Ray the Terrible also wants Swedish Arm Wrestling Television to be here as well. He's also doing great work. Jay Gilbert is saying play buttons are overrated. It is a kind of a pat on your own back that you did not quit. Whatever it took you. Like for me, I would say it is going to take me 2,000 videos to get there. I did not quit before I published 2,000 videos. And I know my videos take some research. It is not just like I thought about something, I pointed the camera at my face and I published it. Some research goes into it, the editing and script writing little bit. Earlier I used to write the entire script of whatever I was speaking, because for me absolutely word to word. This is why the channel got like whatever interesting thought came to my mind, I immediately thought that how could I like transfer that into like really interesting sounding words. So I wrote the entire script, and that was the reason, although I was a nobody, my channel got such a boost in the beginning. I keep on saying that the quality of the videos that I was publishing a year ago, the tone was really monotonous back then. Maybe it is still a little bit, but the quality, the content, the words that I was speaking back then was really high level, because I gave it a really good thought before writing it into a script. And then because it is difficult for me to do voiceovers without reading from somewhere. If a camera is pointing at my face, I can speak for hours. But if there is no camera, I'm just doing a voiceover. Like even today, I would need a script. It will be really difficult for me to speak without it. Yeah, and this is, I believe, one of the biggest reasons why my channel got some really good success in the beginning, because of that script, the well preparedness, and there was no room for error. Right now, I make some mistakes in my videos because there is no script. Earlier, there was no mistake, because when you're writing your script, you know that everything is fact checked.
That's interesting. That's pretty cool. That's just a fun little tidbit. I think. Probably more so the haters, not the people that support us. I really think they just don't understand the work we put in. It's not, oh yeah, we're just a couple of characters and we say some things. No, I did a video maybe 5 days ago. It took me 6 hours and it got like 350 views. You know, and a part of you is just like, oh man, all that work and effort, but you just roll on. You roll with the punches, and we're, you know, the work ethic that we're trying to do. I mean, you watch everything on YouTube to do with arm wrestling. So when people sit there and go, oh, Pradeep, you don't know what he's talking about. Well, he does a bloody good job of not knowing what he's talking about, because he watches every single video. And because sometimes, like when I'll watch one of your videos and he'll be like, oh, you know, Mr. Peanut's in the chat, so I'll use Mr. Peanut. He'll be like, oh, Mr. Peanut back in 2017 said something about gambling. And I'll be like, that's because you watch every video. Like, that's the effort. So guys, when you all watch and maybe stick up for Pradeep when haters get on his channel, because or get on my channel, because a lot of work goes into this, and that was awesome to know. I did not know that when your first videos would come and you'd have your pictures and you'd have the text come on the screen of what was coming on. I remember your early videos, man.
Yeah, and you can go back and watch those videos. Everything was like, I still till date, I do not use no fillers in my videos or comments. Like You will never see me thinking, what do I want to say next? There are absolutely no fillers, not even a single word in my videos. And back then it was even more precise. And what I did, that I recorded the audio, whether when already everything is written in front of me, I'm already reading it at a fast pace. Then after that, I increased the speed of the audio by 4 to 5%. So there is no option for the viewers other than to pay attention. And my videos, even in the beginning, got like 60% average view duration. That was really great because everything was so fast paced, everything was script written. And even after that, I increased the speed. I naturally speak a little bit faster than I would say compared to most of the guys. And even then, I increased the speed. So that really counted into the audience retention. Like, I really cared for that audience retention part in the beginning. So that really worked well for me, I would say. And I would also like to say that you need to be updated. You were mentioning that I watch everything. Like you mentioned the David Sametia Paul Lynn match. I watched the interview on Artem Terenenko, the podcast with Paul Lynn, podcast number 4. I watch all of them podcasts. There, Paul Lynn mentioned that Enkin Terzi called him and told him that he's going to increase the weight cap to 100 kg. Because he don't believe in it. So this is the fact. This is my strength. I need to be updated. Otherwise, what I'm going to say on the Ryan SP and Jody Williams podcast tonight, if I'm not updated with these things, I do not know the techniques of arm wrestling. These are my strengths. So I like, it is my job to be updated. So I really take it as a job.
Yeah, and you do a very good job at it. You do very well. It's very impressive. Like, if you think it, like, you know, everyone that is watching, think about what you do throughout the day: work, train, spend time with your loved ones, answer text messages, phone calls, hang out with friends, have a beer, have something to eat. While you're all doing that, Pradeep's got YouTube on and he's watching every single arm wrestling just in case. And I can't imagine how many videos you've watched and got nothing from it. You know, you're like, oh, okay, like Aussie arm wrestlers got Bojidar Simonov on there. Okay, all right, I'll watch that one. Got nothing from it.
I got one visa apart from it. He was waiting for visa approval, something like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So, guys, my interview with Bojidar went for about 50 minutes. So even if you put that on 1.5 speed loop, you know, that's still 30 times 2. There you go. But that is still 25 minutes. 25 minutes, and you've still got another 15, 20 videos to watch. Yeah. So, I know I'm rambling on too much, but I just want everyone to understand the work that you do. You literally are an arm wrestling journalist.
Jake, I'm literally having these AirPods in my ears throughout the day. Why? Because like there is no time. I'm also having a job. If I'm shaving, what do? Like I apply the shaving cream, then I take my brush, then I shave, then I get the podcast. I start listening to podcast in 2x speed, and doing all of that during that same process, I go to take a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm doing 4 things. I'm doing 4 things at a time: shaving and brushing my teeth, listening to podcasts, and taking a shit as well.
And having a shit.
I cannot.
At the same time.
Nobody in arm wrestling history has listened to more podcasts than me while taking a shit.
I reckon I could imagine. Yeah, I'll watch a couple of videos and then my legs are getting a bit numb because I'm sitting on the toilet too long. But yeah, I reckon you'd have the world record of most listened to or watched arm wrestling videos on your watch list for sure. I think you should claim that you're a world record holder now.
In past 2-3 years, I would say, but before that, I wouldn't claim that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks, everyone. And thank you all, everyone, for joining. 43 still with us. Please subscribe to First Aussie Arm Wrestler. He's doing a great job. I have linked the channel in the comments a little bit ago. And please subscribe to my channel as well if you want. Any closing words, Jake?
It's only one thing to say, and that's ready, bang! Bang! Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much for joining, brother.
Nah, anytime.
End stream. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. So the stream has ended. It was really